Today I want to speak to you about a subject that I think a lot of people struggle with, specifically a lot of Christians struggle with, and that is the subject of doubt. Before I comment on this a little bit more, I want everyone to know that there are numerous doubts that I have had and I continue to have, and I'm sure there are doubts that I will have in the future. I'm drawing upon the work of Dr. Gary Habermas, who's written on this subject called Dealing with Doubt. You can actually find the PDF online. I think you can find it on his website for free, if I'm not mistaken. And you can find YouTube videos where he goes into all the details of explaining how to deal with doubt. But I want to just break it down quickly in just a number of minutes to get our appetites wet, and hopefully it can be helpful to you. On the subject of doubt, a lot of people think doubt is in contrast or is against faith, and they don't realize that you can actually have faith. And I interchangeably use the word faith and trust, namely because we live in a culture that doesn't understand or that doesn't use the word faith in a biblical way. By that I mean the way the Bible uses the word faith. The fact is that you can have faith and you can doubt at the same time. So you can trust someone and doubt at the same time, or you can trust something and doubt at the same time. And I would say that it is a good thing to have a healthy dose of doubt about things in our lives, because if we didn't have doubt, if we didn't have those questions, then we actually wouldn't come across the answers the way that we're supposed to and have a more grounded and foundational belief system, or a foundational kind of, even if it's just trusting an individual. Here's what Gary Habermas does. He says there's 3 different kinds of doubt. Okay? Number 1, he says there's the kind of data doubt. Okay, so this is information doubt. This has to do with philosophical understanding. You don't have information on the subject, names, days, historical facts, scientific facts, whatever the case may be. This is the most basic sort of doubt people have. They're just questions about data they don't have. When they find out the answers, when they come across the facts, therefore they're satisfied that it's completely fine. But if someone doesn't actually deal with these things, it actually can bleed in and develop a second kind of doubt. Now, this sort of doubt he calls emotional doubt. And some might even argue, and I think he does, that emotional doubt is the most dangerous kind of doubt. Not sure if it's this one he thinks is the most dangerous or the next one, and emotional doubt actually doesn't necessarily have to do with the facts. You might believe all the facts. You might have all the facts down.
Hey, it's good to see you here on Apologia Center. This is a ministry that's there to provide you, the viewer, with content that's going to be informative for you, that you can learn from and apply into your life as you develop your worldview formation as a Christian. If you're not a Christian, you're more than welcome to be on this channel and maybe be challenged by some of the claims of Christianity and challenge us with your claims in a friendly, respectful way. I think this is a channel like no other on YouTube, frankly, because of the community we've developed. So if you want to be a part of this community, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you aren't subscribed, join us on Discord and jump onto our Patreon and just be a part of the community.
Someone comes to you and talks to you about it. You just, from the top of your head, you say, this is the case. These are the evidences for them. These are 3 or 4 arguments for them. You really don't have a reason in regards to the information, the data, to have the kind of doubt you're having, but yet you still have that doubt. And most likely, the reason why you're having the emotional doubt is because there's something that happened to you. There's something that's affected you, some kind of an event that took place that has given rise to this. Now, Gary Habermas says the way you can spot the emotional doubt is when you start playing this game of what if. What if this is false? What if someone else is right? What if this is the case? And then when you actually answer that question, you realize you really don't have good enough evidence to come up with the what if, but you continuously keep asking those what if questions. And the emotional doubt takes a hold of you, chokes you. And the way you deal with this sort of doubt is you tell your emotions to get into their own place. You basically go back to the factual data you have and you say, do I have reason to doubt this? No, I don't. So I should not be feeling this way. I want to make a slight comment here. We live in a culture that tells us we can't control our emotions, that our emotions are just the way things are and they come to the surface and you really don't have control over it. Not within a biblical framework and not within just common reason. We have a great deal of control over our emotions, maybe not when they come to the surface, but we know how to deal with them. And by the correct kind of thinking, and the right kind of responses to your emotions, you in turn will tell your emotions to get into their place. The third sort of doubt is what's called volitional doubt, right? And this is a result of unchecked emotional doubt. And what happens with volitional doubt is that you just come to a place where you no longer care. You no longer want to deal with the situation. Specifically when it's a conversation about God's existence and relationally being connected with God, someone that might actually say, I believe God exists. I believe the resurrection is true. I think Christianity is true. It's just, I don't want to talk to God. I don't feel like relating to him. Or they might say, I don't think God is actually enhancing my life in any sort of way. So it is a decision of the will, right? It's a decision of the heart, one might say, considering that heart is not I'm using the word heart here like the will. And so one just rejects interacting with God, is no longer in Christian community, pulls away from their Christian friends, from Bible reading and prayer. So this has a lot to do with your will, and your will becomes the issue where you no longer want to deal with the things that you once were dealing. So these are the three kinds of doubts that we go through. And if we go through them in a healthy manner, we can actually resolve them and have the healthy dose of doubt without falling into the very irrational position of being skeptics for the sake of being skeptic. So here are the three doubts. You have factual doubt, informational doubt, you have emotional doubt, and then you have volitional doubt. I hope this video has been useful to you. Spread it out, share it out. I'm sure it'll be useful to someone else. Again, I'm drawing upon the work of Dr. Gary Habermas. If you want more content, he has tons of stuff online you can get for free and learn more about the subject. He's the expert on it. And if you really need practical help with dealing with your doubt, you can reach out to me. Take care and God bless.